I'm in my 40s now, and when I go to birthday parties, I've noticed that my friends have really upped their giving game. My friends give thoughtful, curated gifts, and I love giving the gift of Goldbelly because everyone loves receiving food. For my friend's birthday last week, I knew she was from Chicago, and I got her something from the Cookie Joint. It's an iconic bakery, and I got her the Fries Before Guys gift basket because she had just been dumped, which is a bummer. But it was these like little fry boxes filled with different flavors of cookies in the shapes of fries, and they had dipping sauces. It was adorable, and it inspired me to keep going back to Goldbelly for those delicious, sophisticated gifts. We're talking the Cookie Extravaganza gift box bestseller from Dessert Gallery in Houston, Texas. I even got my friends a grilling vegetables gift basket from Melissa's Produce right here in Los Angeles. They've got caviar, they've got cakes, cookies, whatever kind of friend you have, I guarantee you Goldbelly has the perfect gift for them. Goldbelly can ship you the most iconic and famous foods from restaurants and bakeries all across the US, and they will ship anywhere in the country. So whether you're celebrating a birthday, a holiday, or you just want to send a dish from a one-of-a-kind restaurant or a meal from a world-famous chef like Ina Garten or Jose Andres, Goldbelly has you covered. And because I love Goldbelly so much, I want my listeners to love Goldbelly. So if you're looking for that perfect gift or want to impress your friends and family with an epic meal the next time you host, go to goldbelly.com and get 20% off your first order with promo code Iliza. That's goldbelly.com, code Iliza for 20% off your first order.
Hey, it's Hassan Minhaj here from the Hassan Minhaj Doesn't Know podcast, among other things. And I hate the smell of rotting food almost as much as I hate wasting it in the first place. Thankfully, now I have Mill. Mill is a food recycler that is odorless, guiltless, and completely effortless. See, I've always wanted to reduce my food waste. It is one of the easiest ways for an individual to make a big impact on the environment. But I just cannot stand the mess of a compost bin in the kitchen. But with Mill, all you do is drop in your scraps and you let it go. It works quickly and quietly, turning your food, even small bones, into nutrient-rich grounds. Now I take out the trash way less, yet my kitchen smells way better. And I don't have to feel guilty when my zucchini gets moldy. Plus, it looks cool. Yeah, this trash can alternative is so fly, people keep asking me where I got the giant Alexa. It's chic and savvy, but you have to live with Mill to really get it. Good thing, you can try it risk-free for 90 days right now and get $75 off with code HMDK. Visit mill.com/HMDK. That is mill.com/HMDK.
Ask me, ask Iliza anything. It's time to ask. Ask me all your questions. Leave them in the Instagram comment section. Leave them on your Twitter or leave them on your Facebook. We'll see them, we'll read them, then we'll give you answers. You know it, I've got it. I've got the answer, you ask me. I'll tell you anything.
Aloha. I'm in Hawaii right now, so we did this episode a little early because I took my family on a vacation to Hawaii.
I thought you were performing.
I booked a show. I'm like, I'll pay for the tickets. I'll pay for the flight over at the show. And I found this in my closet. I bought this to go to Mexico with Noah like 9 years ago. And then I never wore it because it's not really me. I'm wearing a sports bra, but it's like a thneed. Like it's like a whole, like a beach cover-up kind of thing.
Yeah.
That was my body. And I'm just kind of wearing it. It's hot in LA today, so I'm just getting into the island spirit.
Isn't it nice to hold your dog, to hold your pet when you have more skin exposed?
Oh, because it's
in the
on
least
you?
creepy way possible.
I was trying to get my child excited about Hawaii. You know, we have this beautiful place we're going to, and I love Maui so much, and I have a special connection to it. And I was like, you can see sea turtles. I'm showing her sea turtles, showing her all the fruit we can have. And she knows what lava is because of Bluey. She's like, can I see? And then like we passed a picture of a volcano. She's like, can I see the lava? I was like, sure. So we watched a video of like lava slowly overtaking a car. She's like, is there going to be lava? I was like, somewhere. But I was like, I will not let you anywhere near an active volcano. Like, I promise. And then I said to her, I was like, I'm never going to let lava near you, you know, because you could die. And she goes, what even is die?
Oh, no.
And I was like, it's a great question. I wasn't expecting it right now because I'm trying to tell you about this vacation.
Before the Hawaii trip.
It's such a bummer. And I was like, well, I'll tell you more when you're older. But when you die, when someone dies, you don't get to see them ever again.
And she goes, okay, I have to go poop. And I was like, great. Great.
That sounds like truly your child.
Yep. She's like, I got to take a shit. Thanks for that life-stopping explanation. Very excited to go to Hawaii. Yeah. Also, fun fact that Noah told me from an interview that someone did with Jason Momoa. They asked one of those innocuous, dumb questions like, what are your thoughts on pineapple pizza? I'm sorry, on Hawaiian pizza. And he said, pineapple is not Hawaiian. And the person was like, what? He's like, it's a colonizer fruit. Like, I guess it came from South America. Pineapples are not indigenous to Hawaii. And I was like, this is like your whole identity. And like, obviously the Dole family came and they set up pineapple plants and they can grow there, but they are not native to Hawaii. Isn't that mind blowing?
Wow.
And
so now we even more reason not to eat that damn pizza.
I think it's tasty. In the same way that, did you know that the number one consumed fruit in America is banana and we don't grow them here?
Oh, well, I know we don't grow them here. I didn't know it was our most consumed. Why
number
are we
one.
eating them?
Just in everything. Anyway, that's my fun fruit facts for the day. We are, you know what? On the last episode, I teased follow-ups and we didn't do them.
Because here's what I'm thinking, Iliza. See how you feel about this.
Okay.
All follow-up episode.
Ooh, do you want to do that now?
See how it goes? Yeah, that's my plan.
Oh, but we had so many good questions. Okay.
We got to a lot of good questions last time. We only have so many hours in the day to go through things, but I say let's see. Let's start doing all follow-ups. And if you're like, I need a question, we'll get into it. Okay.
Let's do it. Welcome to, we have to label the episode a full follow-up. And this is an episode of full follow-ups.
All follow-up episode. Thank you. All right. So first of all, we're going back to Betty, Wilma, Fred, etc., with the original question being someone is very close with their cousin and very close with their cousin's husband, and their cousin's husband, Fred, started indulging in secret homosexual appetites.
Remember this? Fred was
question,
like, well, just to give you context, he was like, I'm sleeping with a couple of guys. I'm going to tell my wife. And this cousin of the wife is like, why would you tell me that? You have to tell her. And our advice was, you need to either give him a date by which he has to tell her, or you're going to tell her.
Yeah.
But this man is having homosexual relationships, for sure not using protection, and you're gay, and that's great. But like, you can't be fucking dudes and not telling your wife, or women and not telling your wife.
Yeah, all these people in their 40s. So our question asker was Betty. So she has written back in. And she has a little more context. She said she was nervous because she says, and this is perfect, my people are super cool and absolutely listen to this pod. So Fred, who is the cheating husband,
who's having sex with multiple men and told you, Betty, and it was like,
Betty,
don't tell my wife because you're my cool cousin. You'll be V-chill, right?
No, our Betty is the cousin of Wilma.
Sorry.
She's
whatever.
not related to Fred. She's friends with Fred. So, okay. So Fred was my brother's best friend growing up. My brother and Fred kind of started to grow apart shortly after my father's funeral. At my father's funeral 8 years ago, Wilma, Mike, the question asker's cousin, and Fred had a flirtatious thing between them. Eventually, it led to them sleeping together once. Of course, Wilma got pregnant. So they decided to do the right thing, quote, and raise the baby together, live together, and eventually get married. The thing about Fred is he's always been sketchy in relationships. He travels for work, sometimes gone for weeks at a time. She's always trusted him. I do not. I never trusted him to not cheat on her, but I've never known about his sexual appetite, whether gay or bi or whatever, until recently. At my now husband's bachelor party, think a gambling strip club weekend, Fred was MIA the whole time. He would slink into the hotel room at 6 a.m, sleep most of the day, and then disappear all night. Even stayed behind once the weekend was over and never did anything with the rest of the group. On the last day, he boasted to my husband and friends about these strippers he'd been hooking up with. No, I never said anything to Wilma. Then at my wedding, he secretly told the woman that owns the estate about his gay transgressions. He did not know her. He saw a wonderful, easy to talk to gay woman and started telling her everything. Of course, she told me about it. So our question asker has known this. So it says, we'd been working together for the better part of a year planning my wedding at her home, and she was concerned for my cousin Wilma. And no, since that information didn't come directly to me from him, I did not tell Wilma. But here we are. Now he's told me.
They're planning their wedding and he's like, I'm fucking dudes. Like, Wilma?
No, so he told her this. Our question asker is shocked that he told the woman that she had been planning her wedding with for the last year, as though that woman wouldn't tell her.
Okay, your wedding.
But here's where we get really okay. Hold on. So Fred is a very surface. I think it all matters. Our question asker knew this before. But hold on. This is what you always ask Iliza. She's about to answer it. Fred is a very surface level values kind of person. He likes things that look good. He's big on what looks good on the outside. Wilma may not be the most beautiful on the outside. BTW, she is pretty. I don't believe you now. But she has the biggest heart of gold. She's loyal, honest, patient, kind, and probably too trusting. She deserves more than this.
None of you deserve her. None of you deserve Wilma.
Here's where we get into our question asker and the context they gave the first time versus the context they're giving now, which is they already had this information and were sitting on it. You tell Wilma. Ugly Wilma needs to know.
Ugly Wilma needs to know. And that's the name of your episode. You are hurting this woman. Now, there is a version where she says, I know what he is. We get along so well and we have this agreement. But then he would have told that to you. You are contributing to this woman's demise, and you all know, and what's going to really hurt her is when she realizes how many people knew. That is so damaging.
Yeah.
And I will tell you that because I dated someone who the girl before me or several before me had cheated on him, and all of his friends knew and never told him. And he was fucked up because of it. And guess who had to deal with it? Me. And I also broke up with him because I was like, this is awful. You guys are not being good people. It doesn't matter.
No.
It doesn't matter how he was going into it. They got married. She is not under the assumption that he's going to fuck around anyway. She is a little ignorant. She sounds like a little bit of like a Pollyanna, but still, this is your cousin. It's just a question of like who has the right to tell her. And the answer is, since there don't seem to be any morals involved here, you may as well just tell her. Hopefully you've done it by now.
At this point, yeah.
This is just about stopping the bleeding a little bit. But that leg is gone.
Yeah.
You know how the leg metaphor. Let's move on. This one upsets me.
It's
not right.
This family.
It's not right.
Okay. We have another follow-up. Shocking. So do you remember we had a question where a 49-year-old female was in a relationship with a guy and she liked to go skiing. And she liked to go skiing with a guy she met on Tinder.
At the same time, she met the guy who she was dating. And then the guy that she met, she's like, we're just friends and we ski. But I shit talk the guy that I'm dating because he's so shitty all the time.
So the ski buddy, we were kind of the stance that you shit talked the ski buddy to this guy, or no, to your boyfriend, to the ski buddy. You don't seem to like your boyfriend very much.
Yeah.
The ski buddy is clearly angling as the shoulder to lean on guy who replaces your boyfriend. Like, why are you even with him? Like,
and you were a therapist. And we were like, this is crazy behavior. And you're a therapist.
And the question was very much like, I'm doing it, but like I'm lying to my boyfriend. So like you said, we were pretty blunt.
I also want to say, providing the episode name gives people who are newer or don't listen to every episode, shame on you, a chance to go back and hear it. And then we get re-listens. We always want that.
This is from the episode Fruit Flowers Look Dorky. It is very funny to see the episode titles again after the day I type them.
Is it kind of like when you post something on Instagram in the heat of the moment and then you got to look at it later? You're like, well, I shouldn't have been working out while I did those too much.
No, I think they're all brilliant, but they're just all
out of context. Yeah,
out of context, which is the trick.
That is the trick. So out of context, it's got to feel uncomfortable. Okay.
What could this mean?
We were blunt. We were like, you're being immature. You need to break up with this guy and don't be friends with and leave the friend alone because he's into you. You're like, should I go skiing with him? And reject both these men. Anyway.
But we did basically say, yeah, go skiing because you don't care about that guy. So.
Yeah, fuck your boyfriend who's an issue. Like, we don't even, no one likes him.
So in following up, she says, if I needed a reason to stick to my guns, you guys are it. I laughed and cringed all at the same time. Thanks for the come to Jesus speech to reinforce my decision. You are spot on about a lot of it. You called me out and I probably needed to hear it from someone else. This is a very gracious listener, by the way. I sent the episodes to my friends. They are having a field day with it. Yep, I went skiing and it was epic. And I did it single because I know better. He gave me crumbs and I thought being hungry was a satisfying meal.
Oh.
Regarding the ski buddy, nothing has ever happened or ever will, even if he thinks it will. Now it's just me, my kitty, and a lot of quiet.
You know, and I appreciate you telling us about the ski buddy because we said this guy likes you. And so you keep hanging out with him in a quasi-romantic way and you're shit-talking the boyfriend. It's not good for him. I'm never the advocate of like, you just need to be by yourself. But it's not about being alone. It's about not being with those two.
Yes.
And go enjoy skiing. Women need to be empowered from a young age to do things they enjoy without male approval or company. Like, I think we don't raise, and this is not about you. I was thinking about this for my daughter. Like, you want your daughter to have her own activities, interests, and hobbies. That way, when she meets a boy, she's not like, yeah, I'll watch you play video games for 5 hours. She's like, no, I've got my own shit to do. You can come along. You can watch me.
Yeah.
You guys know that I am all about quality and I'm all about a curated lifestyle. I like to get specific about the items that I own. That's why I really love Article for my home. Article offers a curated range of mid-century modern furniture, coastal furniture, and Scandi-inspired pieces that not only look beautiful on their own, but they also go with not only everything on the Article site, but also kind of everything in my home. So I'm able to add pieces and I never feel too cluttered and everything always feels artful. What I like about Article is that they curate their collection. This is not just a rummage sale or things thrown together that are cheap. They focus solely on high quality, meaningful pieces. And you can tell by the craftsmanship, by the way that these pieces stand out. They don't just do furniture. They also do decor. They also do outdoor pieces. I got this rug. It's called Runar. It's an 8x10 rug in sand. And it kind of mimics the wavy outlines of sand. It goes perfect with a pink mirror that I already have in my home. What I like about the rug is that it's hand tufted, it's soft, and it just goes so beautifully in my home. Article is fast and affordable. They offer shipping across the United States with options for professional assembly if you prefer a hands-off experience. And if you have a question or need help, Article's customer care team is available 7 days a week. With Article's 30-day satisfaction guarantee, you can shop with confidence, knowing if you are not completely in love with your new furniture, you can easily return it. Article is offering our listeners $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more. To claim, visit article.com/Iliza, and the discount will be automatically applied at checkout. That's article.com/Iliza for $50 off your first purchase of $100 or more. We have so many decisions we have to make every day, and quite frankly, eating well shouldn't be one of them. We should be able to open the refrigerator and have access to delicious food that is, most importantly, easy. And that's why I like Marley Spoon. Marley Spoon knows that you're a busy food lover and they are here to help support the role that food plays in your life. For me, a meal that everybody can eat, one meal that I make that we can all share is so important, especially on those busy nights when I have shows or Noah has a meeting or the kids have sports or something. I love their express recipe, tortellini soup with chicken sausage and spinach. It's 10 to 15 minutes. It's a whole pot. You can snack on it all week. They also have cottage pie with ground turkey and scalloped potatoes. Perfect for if you have a lot of people over, and it makes great leftovers. Marley Spoon has a wide range of ready to cook, ready to heat, and ready to eat options, as well as market items to help you stock up on snacks and beverages for all those in-between meal moments. And they have meals for every taste, preference, or interest you might have. Vegetarian, pescatarian, low carb, whatever you are, whatever you want, Marley Spoon has got you covered. Marley Spoon is delicious and easy, and you should give it a try. Head to marleyspoon.com/offer/Iliza for 45% off your first order and free delivery. That's right, 45% off your first order and free delivery. That's marleyspoon.com/offer/Iliza. At my heart, I am a minimalist, and I'm all about quality over quantity, especially when it comes to my clothes. You've seen me on stage. I have the same pair of pants on in most pictures. I have a rotation of t-shirts, but I love these items, and I am all about something being well-made and versatile, because if it's not, it's just not worth it to me. And that is why I love Quince. Quince makes high-quality wardrobe staples using premium fabrics like 100% European linen, 100% silk, and organic cotton, poplin. And with warmer months coming up, you are going to want some lightweight quality options. We're talking premium cashmere, cotton sweaters, perfect for the changing of seasons. Quince works directly with safe, ethical factories and cuts out the middlemen, so you are not paying for brand markup. Why go to a fancy retail store when you can go to Quince and get everything that you need? Like these 100% European linen wide leg pants. They don't wrinkle, they look great, and they are awesome for traveling. Stop waiting and build the wardrobe you actually want and deserve with quality staples. You don't need a closet full of options. You just need pieces that work for you. Right now, go to quince.com/Iliza for free shipping and 365-day returns. That's a full year to wear it and love it. And you will. Now available in Canada too. Don't keep settling for clothes that don't last. Go to quince.com/Iliza for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/Iliza.
We have another question that we're going to do because it's from the same episode. We answered a question in Fruit Flowers Look Dorky. A lot of people have a lot going on from that episode. So we have a follow-up. The question was very casual, and this is a place where context gives us a lot we didn't know. The question was that she saw someone on social media that she follows basically posting.
Oh, this is so
about
long.
their beautiful we're narrowing it down. But
Okay.
she saw someone that she knows is cheating, posting about like her beautiful family on social media. And there was something about that cognitive dissonance that like rubbed our question asked the wrong way. And unlike with Fred and Wilma and Betty, it's kind of like, well, you don't really know these people. Why are you getting involved? So it was the shortest question. Now we have a follow-up that is all the context in the world of, this colors how we answer.
Okay.
So
you've edited this.
yes. So our question asker basically said, I edited it down a lot so that I wouldn't get caught. And I think that's very fair, is you don't want to give a lot of, you're like, someone's going to listen and know, but it's like, so then don't ask your question in a public forum. So our question asker met a guy, dated for a little while, then she caught him on a dating app. So they broke up. A little later, he reached out, they reconnected, and she thought he was the one. They had a lot in common, and he encouraged her to quit her job and they would go traveling together, which they did. And it actually went well, which is the wildest part.
Mm-hmm.
So then she gets a message from a girl saying that her friend had been dating that guy the entire time they'd been broken up. And she was like, oh, could the friend message me directly then? Because it's a situation where someone said, I can't imagine reaching out. Like, my friend says that she's dating the guy that you're dating. So our question asker is like, how about the friend reaches out to me?
She's saying they're dated while they were dating or while they were broken up? Because that's
while
what
they're broken up, but still like
talks
got
to
something
him.
going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this guy cheated before.
Yes, cheated on our question asker before. Now, around the same time, an older married woman with a toddler sent our question asker a friend request on Instagram, and she was documenting her Ozempic journey. So I thought she just wanted followers and accepted.
Why? Why would you ever
I
follow
wanted
someone
to
you don't
support
care?
her Ozempic journey.
What? There's no
So-
journey.
We followed
That's
each other,
stupid.
and the guy that she's dating, likely seeing this, panicked and admitted she was the one he was having an affair with, asked me to block her because she was a psychopath. So it turns out she wasn't shy after all, just married. So she was also having an affair. So now I blocked, our question asker has blocked this woman. She messages, this crazy woman messages from multiple burner accounts, acting like they're friends, saying she had feelings for him, but he treated her terribly. She thought she had an STD. He beat her up.
The guy that our question asker's dating.
Yes, that he was with his ex in 2023. Did you know that? Like, I saw them post together. So she's just basically threatened. She says, I'm going to go over there on Thursday to see him. So our question asker is like, you have to stop messaging me or I'm going to tell your husband, which is very funny.
You could
then
always
this
just
woman,
Okay.
Then this woman tries to log into our question asker's Instagram account and Facebook. She starts like reporting her on everything. So that is when our question asker that left so much out then comes to our Patreon and says, should I tell someone that his wife's cheating? And it was this woman
Why would you waste us answering a question knowing you had all that information?
All this juice is so good. So our question asker, now I'll read it, posted my question on Patreon, wondering if I should reach out to the husband. I found out the affair had been going on for years, even while she was engaged to her husband, and they reignited it when her baby was just 4 months old. She asked me if I would be open to having a schedule with her so she can schedule her days with the guy in advance around me.
The guy that you're seeing.
Yes.
Listen to me.
Of course, I feel hurt and violated, but honestly, I feel more sorry for her husband. He seems that you're focused on the wrong thing. He seems incredibly sweet and caring. I saw on her Instagram, he's spoiling her with gifts. I wrote it as I was genuinely.
Or there is no husband and there is no baby. You don't know anything that's real. He's not. Oh my God.
I didn't take the advice because we basically told her, don't reach out. You don't need to get involved. 2 weeks ago, I wrote to the husband and told him everything and sent screenshots. I'm not sure if it was delivered, received, read, or believed. I don't know if you confronted her.
You can't see it in your DMs?
He didn't reply. Regardless of not taking the advice, I adore both of you.
Great. But what I'm not hearing from you is, and I'm leaving the weirdo that I'm with. You need to extricate yourself from this as soon as possible. This man is cheating on you, will cheat on you. This is not safe. That's super fun that you had a romp. He's not going to not be this way. This is a sociopathic issue. You need to block that woman on all things. Make your account private for a little bit. Block him, move his stuff out, be done. This is way too messy. You're done.
Really is.
That's probably his baby.
I mean, it's really.
And also for anyone else, if you have that much backstory, that's like being like, my husband's been abusing me for 50 years, but you're not going to say, and then you're like, hey, should I leave my husband? He's not nice. Hey, should I stay with my husband? He's been so sweet lately. And you don't tell us that he like has been hitting you. Like to leave out that much context is
you
wild.
Know what though? But then
don't email us looking for the answer that you want. You have to give us, that's not fair to us.
But the amount of context she gave you said was too much. So you guys, listen to this show. What do you like to hear? How much context do you like to hear? Write that amount. And this is not attacking you, listener that wrote in. We appreciate all this juice. It's just so wild that you thought you could pull one over on us with, should I tell a stranger that cheating's happening? You're involved.
You're involved and you need to, more importantly, that woman's nuts and so's the guy you're dating.
Yeah.
The sooner you get rid of it, the more you'll realize how much bandwidth this has taken up. Like, don't you have a life and hobby and friends and like a desire for a future? You don't need to be spending your time doing this. This is wild.
This is when I wonder how people have so much time to cheat in this way, where this guy has all this going on. He has to keep all these lies straight. He has to keep all these people straight. That's so much. That's like a full hobby.
It's because when you're a sociopath, you do it easily. Remember, on Good on Paper, that person that I dated, that was very real. This person, I don't think cheated on me. Who knows? But I do know that like you're keeping up multiple lies with multiple people at once. And the truth is, it will not hurt him. If you break up with him, he's not going to be like, you were my one true love. He'll be like, okay, I'll move on. I guarantee you he's staying at your apartment. And I guarantee you that money isn't his money. Hobosexual. Please come see me in well, I'm not going to say where you live. Come see me in that country and please do it single or with someone new, not this guy.
He's not allowed. All right. We have another good follow-up to a question that elicited a lot of replies. At the time, a lot of people wanted to weigh in because it was when our question asker, Benji, wrote in and said, my religious older sister decided she can't support my marriage because I'm getting married outside the Catholic Church.
We all remember this one because people were like, I'm Catholic and there's nothing in the Bible that says I can't help you pick out some geraniums.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we had some people write in who were like, I actually couldn't because of this, or I could, but the sister kind of sounds like she's milking it to not have to do anything. So we now have, thank you for the advice, and the bonus big sister who wrote in to share her experience with her own sister. Hearing everyone's take and experience does help put it into much needed perspective. To clarify, we were raised in a very traditional / strict version of Catholicism. My sister's line in the sand isn't completely out of the ordinary since growing up, there was more than one family conflict about attending a non-religious wedding of a Catholic and non-Catholic. She's not a lazy person in general. I suspect this is more of an unhealed religious/personal hang up. All right. Well, I still think we're right.
Yeah.
As far as accepting my choice in partner, my sister has invited him to social gatherings and has been outwardly supportive of this up to this point. Now for the update. My fiance died for 15 minutes.
Okay.
A couple days after I wrote in, my
Little
fiance
dramatic.
I love it. I like when they get dramatic. A couple days after I wrote in, my fiance had an unexpected medical emergency and no pulse for 15 minutes. Thanks to incredible bystanders, paramedics, and medical professionals, he's expected to make a mostly full recovery. He was in critical condition in the hospital for almost a week. It was the hardest week of my life. During that time, my sister helped with groceries, my house, and overall supporting me so I could be by his side as much as possible. My sister and I have spoken a few times since my fiance and I have been home, but at this point, all of my emotional energy is focused on my fiance's recovery and getting our lives back to a new normal. While I am very appreciative of what she did to help during the worst week of my life, I don't have the emotional energy to do anything beyond maintain a surface level relationship. I'm sure there will be interesting updates down the road when the time comes to plan the wedding, but for now, I'm buckled in and focusing on the health journey ahead. The podcast continues to be a much needed escape from reality. Thank you for the wisdom, honesty, and levity. Much love, Benji.
And you know what, Benji? That's really all you can do. And in a weird way, you could look at it like the universe did this to remind you what's important, which is this person and your relationship with this person. Your sister's not being cool, but if she has this like deep religious wound, you can't control your sister. All you can do is let her know like the door is always open if she ever wants to be a pal. So if you just assume you're kind of on, what she did was really kind and very Catholic, Christian of her to help in an hour of need and very human, rather. It's not about ascribing it to a religion because all religions want you to help people and be kind. Just assume that you're kind of on your own. And if she helps out, that's great. And you can let her know that it's a bummer and you'd love for her to be involved, but that's it. You can't force her to be anything that she's not. And she feels really righteous in this weird version of Catholicism where she completely ignores her sister who's not marrying a fucking priest. So thanks for the help. See you whenever. You can't be closer to her because it is ultimately a judgment on your marriage.
It is.
And it is kind of like when people are like, you're going to hell. I'm like, that's really weird that you would be friends with me and nice to me, but like deep down, you're positive I'm going to burn in hell for eternity. Like, I don't want that friend. That's weird.
Yeah, I appreciate, reflecting on it as, okay, it's not laziness. It's that she's done this to other people and just has a weird thing about it. But I think you're like, so
where's
your
your
sister? Can you give it up? Like, come on. But I have to appreciate that she was there in the way that mattered. And I just got news from Glenn Millie. This question was on an episode titled Full Baby Butthole.
And it should be. Let's move on.
But that was your fault if that's the name of the episode.
It was when I saw my son scuttle under the bed and I saw his full open asshole.
Every time you say scuttle, I'm so upset.
His little penis was jiggling. It was so tiny. It was so cute. Hi, baby.
All right. We have a follow-up where the person also asks a new question, and we're gonna allow it. If you follow up well enough, you can ask a new question.
Yeah.
Because as I've said before, I think there's a way, if you listen to the kinds of questions that people are writing in, how the kind of info you need to share, it can't just be personal about like you having a connection with Iliza. It can't just be where I can tell you're doing a fetish thing and you want it to be read aloud. I could tell. It has to be a real question. We can tell. Has to be a real question. Okay. But we had someone write in and share with us, M from Minnesota, which it's tough there, who had a finance job in a small office and at yearly reviews got not great scores, but had never been told that. Like it was, this person just expected, like, I'm going to get a great review and I'm going to get promoted and I'm getting a raise. No one said anything.
Which is so sad to be like, here I come. It's my special day. You've been demoted.
Right. Because it's like you need to tell someone. So then our question asker gets this bad review and is basically kind of like, I'm not putting in the hard work anymore. I'm over it. Like, I'm not doing this. This is M from Minnesota. So they followed up and they've said, it's been a while. but I am writing to share an update regarding my situation at work, looking for more of your amazing insights. So
she's like, so I've been detained.
I am Maddie. I don't know if it's a man or a woman. It could go either way.
It's a woman.
It's definitely a woman if you're being told your metrics are bad. In my previous message, I mentioned receiving a negative review that was attributed to overall performance rather than my actual metrics, which is extra bullshit because we're not basing this on analytics or numbers. We just think the vibe is bad.
It's the vibe. You're a woman and we
don't want to give a raise.
Yep. So we'll give you some like obscure info that you can never fix and never pay you.
But listen to this because listen to what we did. Your advice was incredibly helpful because I returned to management with documentation of my contributions and I successfully secured a new role within the company.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You came back with receipts.
I know. That's what you got to do. But now for my newest problem, which really ties into what we've just been saying about this person who I'm pretty now positive is a woman, didn't get the review she was expecting. I am being labeled as the office know-it-all, to put it nicely, and I'm not sure what to do. Following the significant staff turnover during the pandemic, I'm one of the 3 employees that has worked there longest. Obviously, from my previous message, I've worked my way up and I'm an overachiever. However, I do not hold others to the standard, but I do expect accountability from others because they are handling my customers' finances. These new hires by the company are terrible at customer service and incompetent at their job, despite being hired with a lot of experience. I tried the kind and coaching approach of, oh, I used to make that mistake too. Here's what you can do next time. Or, hey, Steve, did you know Excel has a formula so you don't have to use a calculator every time? Or something like, hey, Kara, you should know for next time that just asking a caller, is your social security number blank? And him saying yes is not actually how we verify them for a wire transfer and so on.
I don't even think that's legal.
It's definitely not at a financial institution, especially. So
oh my God.
Last week, I overheard my coworker say, oh my God, my name is such a know-it-all and nobody here even likes her.
That's
Iliza.
Because they're bad at their jobs and you embarrass
Exactly.
them. But that's not your
You
problem.
are a smart and confident woman, so I assume you've run into this too, especially since you work in a male-dominated field. Why is being competent and caring a negative attribute in a workplace? I swear I'm not pointing things out to embarrass anyone. I genuinely just want to make sure I don't lose my customers because our new staff is making stupid mistakes. How do I navigate this? And P.S., names changed and withheld because I would definitely lose my clients if they knew how badly things are being handled behind the scenes. Thank you, ladies, for all your help and for providing your unique perspectives, except for maybe Emily telling listeners to invest their life savings in silver and gold bars. Laughy face with love, M from Minnesota. I didn't say invest your life savings. I said it's fun to look for silver quarters. I'm not giving financial
Well,
advice.
it's a shame that we don't record anything that Emily says. Otherwise, we could go back to the tape, but we also don't write down episode names, and Emily's going to charge a lot for that, so we'll never know. What's interesting to me about this is you're kind of getting shit from the top and the bottom. Like you're taking it from both ends. Like, so you have your upper management who gave you a bunch of bullshit feedback and you had to like come with the receipts to be like, actually, I should be getting a better job. And then you have people below you who upper management hired, which again reinforces how incompetent they are by hiring idiots. So it sounds like you're first of all, you should go into business for yourself, but it sounds like you're the only one who's actually at the helm of the ship and paying attention. If you're talking about like you want to get along with your coworkers, if you're above them, which it sounds like you are, you're not supposed to be on the same level as them, right? Like the boss is not supposed to go out for drinks with the employees, right? Students have to be against teachers. Like this is just like the upstairs, downstairs of it all.
Students have to be against teachers. They must
They
fight.
do. Everybody needs to be able to like punch, like kind of make fun of the people who are above them, right? The poor can make fun of the rich do make fun of the poor, but you shouldn't. But let's say you're kind of at the same level. You want to be liked by these people. I say you divide and conquer. And it sounds like you're nice to all of them. And the only reason they're thinking you're a know-it-all is because they think they're doing their job well. Where's their performance review? That's saying, hey, we saw you give out a social security number. Where are the people above you saying to them, here's all the things you guys are doing wrong? These people are either too secure in the mediocre job they're doing, or they know they're shitty and they feel insecure about it. What you can do, if you have the ability, is to take a group meeting and you could lie. And I would be like, we've gotten feedback from customers on the following things. Like you could be like, you know, it was said that a customer said da-da-da, and I don't know who did it, but I'm here to help you. I'm on your side. Like you could make a big meeting and be like, here are the following things that I know we need to work on. I'm not singling anyone out. I am here. I only want to make your jobs better and easier.
I agree 100%. I think there's a certain kind of man and woman that's just always going to think they're going to be so embarrassed, so deep inside themselves that you doing well is an affront to them.
That's
and it
right.
makes them mad.
That's right. The other version is you don't correct them, but your issue is if I don't correct them, it sounds like it makes more work for you because it sounds like you're a little bit above them. And I you're kind of stuck.
Having to tell people not to say the social like you're like, I don't want this business getting in trouble with the law. I don't want to clean up with my customers. That's really hard when they're not just screwing up some spreadsheet that goes to another department. It's affecting customers' books. Like
I think too, I wonder, are you also giving compliments? Like, is it only negative feedback? Because then as an employee, you're like, wow, I'm fucking up all the time. And I know it's not your job to like coddle them, but if I can't tell what your role is, like you should also be uplifting them. I think positivity also helps. But I also think coming from a place of, hey guys, I want to sit down. This is our department. And sometimes when there are mistakes, if I point them out, I want you to know these are coming from a place of wanting to maximize efficiency and make sure that our tracks are covered. I am only here to make your lives easier and better. And if I don't do it perfectly, it's never to make someone feel bad. I want us to be great at this department. Like you almost need to like establish a baseline of this is black and white. We are moving forward so that when they do complain, it looks like they're being bitchy. Like you almost need to make it like we're on the same team. We're all here to help each other. I'm not here to play favorites or make anyone's life harder. So if I point out something, it's just because I want you to be better, truly. And if I didn't, I wouldn't point it out. These people have loser energy.
And I think you get stuck in a role. I'm really trying to correct this myself, and I haven't yet. And it's really hard because I was at a job where I was kind of in a role where I was the official wet blanket because people would have the stupidest fucking ideas that they couldn't implement. And I'd be like, hey, how are we going to actually do that? And everybody would be like, so now I'm at a new job where everybody's like very collaborative and creative. So people be like, what about this? And I'm like, how are we going to do that? And they're like, we do it like this. And also, do you have anything? I mean, there's so, but I realize I'm listening to myself like everybody else lifts me up and I'm just saying like, yeah, but what about this? It's like, I need to change that outlook. That's me. And it's hard.
It doesn't sound like they have ideas that are, it sounds like they're doing things that are wrong.
They're just screwing up.
I think you need to correct, because it is, if you were a man, it wouldn't be a problem. It sounds like these people are incompetent and you need to tell them what it is, establish that baseline, and then say something positive. You know, and then like you guys are doing a great job. If you have any questions, come to me. But because I want this business to do well, like I will be pointing out things that are issues, especially when it's a legal issue. But like this idea that it's like that you're a know-it-all is like what you tell like a fourth grader when they're annoying. Like that, are you their boss?
Oh, it's like calling a woman bossy. Yeah.
That's
it's
right.
like the classic. No, nobody likes her. Maybe you would like her if you weren't bad at your job.
If you weren't bad at your job, and I would go up to that person, I'd be like, I know you, hey, I noticed you did this wrong. I know you think I'm a know-it-all. I would do it so casually.
Yeah.
Because then they know that you know. And I would be like, I know you think I'm a know-it-all. I promise you, once you stop making this mistake, you will never hear from me again.
Is there a world in which she could be like, hey, I know that you think the way I'm approaching this is coming off as a know-it-all. Is there a way I could convey the information that would be better for you? Like, I'm conveying this information, but can you take it in better if it's in an email, if I yell it?
It's a little mollycoddling, but you could go to each one at their desk and be like, I want to know because I want you to do so well. If there is something where I say like, what's the best way to talk to you about this? Which is really you being like, you tell me, you fucking idiot. Do you need me to write it out for you? Give them a chance to at least own that like, yeah, sometimes it bothers me. You'd be like, great. I just want you to know, like, I think you do a great job. I think you're so good at da-da-da-da-da-da-da. So because I want you to be better at this and because I want to protect the company, I'll just point these things out. And like, that's like, what you're basically saying is, hey, I'm going to have you do your job and I'm going to let you know when you're not doing it. People sound incompetent.
I hate them. I can't, this Social Security thing.
Leave this company.
Yeah, I'm mad.
Wild.
Unless they're paying you really well. But the idea that they're just you're listening to people in the office outside yours just fuck up your client's business. And you're sitting there like, I have to say something.
My bigger issue is with your boss.
Yeah.
Who's obviously not like this. We get this a lot actually on this podcast. People that are stuck in the middle in like a middle management role where you're not empowered to do anything, but everything comes down on you. I would go over their heads and talk to your boss and be like, we need to fix this. That is a legal issue. Like that is how you get scammed out of everything.
Yeah.
Also, someone else is just hearing that number. Are you fucking kidding me?
Everybody's hearing it. Yeah.
That person should be so embarrassed and afraid of losing their job.
Yeah. Yeah.
You cannot manage your heart health if you're missing half of the information. Just because you feel great doesn't mean that you're doing great. Standard tests check the basics and they skip over key markers that could change everything. You guys, it is National Heart Month, and I've personally been thinking more about my heart health and the heart health of my loved ones. And you should be too, especially if you have a history of heart disease in your family, or maybe you don't lead the healthiest lifestyle. You know, the heart is a muscle, and stressors from everyday life and genetics play a huge part in your heart health. And I'd never really thought about heart health until I got older and I learned about Function Health. What surprised me was how much I didn't know until I actually saw my lab results. That's what I like about Function. It doesn't tell you what to worry about. It shows you what's actually happening in your body. Function is designed by world-class physicians and trusted by hundreds of thousands of members. Health leaders all agree that once you understand your health, everything changes. You stop guessing. You stop being reactive. You start taking charge of your health. That way you can head off a problem before it becomes a real issue. And it's important that we all start making decisions based on real insights, not just a feeling. When it comes to your health, especially as we get older, especially if you're a woman, it's important to be preemptive. Get the information, read it like a scientist, and learn what your body is lacking, where the issues might be. Get that information before it's too late. Own your health and start with your heart. Function gives you access to 160 plus lab tests each year, including advanced markers for heart health, inflammation, stress, hormones, and toxins for only $365 a year. That is $1 a day. Learn more and join using my link. Visit www.functionhealth.com/Iliza and use gift code Iliza25 for a $25 credit toward your membership. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Well, it's March, and March includes International Women's Day. That's right, we are taking a moment to celebrate women and all that they carry at work, in relationships, in families, and all the roles that they hold every single day. No matter what kind of a woman you are, just know you are doing a lot. And quite frankly, it's too much. It's too much for one person to balance, and you should talk to someone. With all that I have going on, I have to remind myself, or a therapist has to remind me, that it's not on me to do things perfectly, and I can only be where I am. It helps me to be a better comedian, a better mother, a better wife, and frankly, a better podcast host. And I bet if you stop and think, you will realize that you too are carrying a lot, and you put a lot of pressure on yourself. Sometimes we need a professional psychologist to tell us that we can't carry everything all at once, and it's okay to take a break. And the only way to give yourself a break is by talking to someone. Well, that's why you should try BetterHelp. BetterHelp makes it easy. They do the initial matching for you so you can focus on your therapy goals. A short questionnaire helps identify your needs and preferences, and BetterHelp's 12 plus years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rate means that they typically get it right the first time. And hey, if you're not happy with the therapist you get matched with, you can switch to a different therapist at any time from any of their tailored recommendations. You guys, BetterHelp has over 30,000 therapists, and they are the world's largest online therapy platform. They've served over 6 million people globally, and it works with an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 for a live session. And this is based on over 1.7 million client reviews. You owe it to yourself to check out BetterHelp and talk to someone, because you cannot do it all alone, and you're not expected to. Your emotional well-being matters. Find support and feel lighter in therapy. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/Iliza. That's betterhelp.com/Iliza. I have been on the go lately, and I do not have time to make a healthy breakfast. And sometimes I don't even have time for a healthy snack. That's why I like to drink Kachava. I've been talking to you about Kachava for a while now, and I know you guys are liking it because I keep getting to talk about it. Drinking Kachava supports all-day energy with 5 key vitamins and minerals meals. It aids with digestion because it has fiber, probiotics, and enzymes, and it helps keep me fueled, and it replenishes my muscles with protein and electrolytes. I feel good after I have a Kachava shake. Sometimes I drink them after workout. Sometimes it's just a nice afternoon snack for a little boost. It helps nurture a healthy metabolism with B vitamins and minerals, and especially because flu season is all the time, it helps nourish my immune system with vitamin C and zinc. Kachava is also, most importantly, oh so tasty. I love the vanilla. I throw ice in there. Sometimes I'll put in a little bit of peanut butter, a little banana. Every once in a while, you put in some blueberries. I've even tried it with coffee, right? Get your morning zip, some pep in your step, and get all those nutrients. And it's just 2 scoops to provide 25 grams of protein, 6 grams of fiber, greens, adaptogens, and oh, so much more. Try Kachava risk-free with their Love It guarantee. There's already thousands of rave reviews, and you are going to think this stuff is so tasty. Stick with your wellness goals and go to Kachava.com and use code Iliza for 15% off. That's Kachava, Kachava.com, code Iliza.
Speaking of being frank with people, I want to remind our listeners that you have the opportunity to be our guest. We're doing a new segment called Be Our Guest on Ask Iliza Anything. So if you are a Patreon member, doesn't have to be the paid tier, just a member, you've signed up for our Patreon, you can leave your question on there. Just label it a Be Our Guest submission. And we will pick 1 or maybe 2 people to not only have their questions on our episode, but you get to read them live with us on the show. We have the technology, and that way we get to ask you in real time all the juicy gossip and context.
But I do like that you're saying you will read it on the show. You will come with a prepared statement and you will read it,
and you'll just
it's
get
not
to
off
be
the cuff.
You'll be a guest on the show, and we'll delve into your juicy questions. So head over to our Patreon, sign up for it, and label your question Be Our Guest. And if we love it, we will have you on the show.
Yes. I was trying to think. I was like, do I want them to put it in a specific thread? No.
And a very friendly reminder, even if you do not want to be on our show with your face, our show runs on your questions. So please keep your beautiful, complex questions about your lives coming, whether you want to send them to askelizapod@gmail.com.
AskElizaPodcast@gmail.com, please.
AskElizaPodcast@gmail.com, or you can leave
Patreon.
them on the Patreon. You can leave them on our Instagram @AskEliza. We read them, but it's not as much.
Yeah.
But we need you, whether you're a brand new listener, an old trucker, anything in between. We love your questions. We are here for you. And we spend a great deal of our time really ruminating on these answers. Isn't that right, Emily?
I genuinely think you and I have talked about how like other people's gossip is so good.
This is not to say that like your parent dying is gossip, but other people's.
No, not that.
Nothing puts your own life into perspective more than hearing other people's problems. And I think we all become more empathetic and entertained, more importantly. So write them in, no matter what it is, and we'll beat you up over the context later.
Yes. Okay, so we have another follow-up. Follow-up. So the question was, specifically the important part of the question is that this woman kept calling her sister a twat waffle. So 35-year-old woman had a 47-year-old half-sister, shared a mom. They don't get along. She was blowing them off. She always is reaching out when she needs money. She was like in a car accident, high as a kite. Like she was stealing meds from the old people she worked for. Just a mess. Just
remember that one.
Meds. Yes. So our question asker wound up reporting her.
That's right. Because she was taking care of people while high on medicine.
Yes. And it was just because she was an LPN. So they launched an investigation into the license. Nothing happened. But our question asker was like, at least I did the right thing. So they stopped speaking about a year ago. And she sent a few random texts, told their mom, like, I tried. And so we were like, this woman sucks. Don't talk to this woman. This woman's stealing meds. She's doing this. She's doing that. She's awful. So this was from the episode Patrapple, June 11th, 2025. So we're 6-9 months, on.
That's weird. That feels so recent. Okay.
I know. It feels like when we just answered because it was so crazy. So our update comes through. The twat waffle apologized. I am pretty confident pigs are flying somewhere. Hell is actively freezing over. Now, the apology came mid-November. They last spoke in February of 2025. So.
Oh, okay.
And she commented, that she was sure that our question asker is going through a very hard time right now, which is in reference to my stepfather being on hospice. So while she reached out to apologize, she hadn't spoken to my mother since April, when my mother told her our stepfather was given until the fall from an oncologist. But do you think she reached out to her once since April? Nope. So I decided I wasn't going to give her much by way of response. I had relocated temporarily back to my parents' house to spend time with my stepdad while I could and help care for him, all while working remotely. I mean, this is a good kid. So suffice it to say, I was extremely overwhelmed, did not need her shit in my life, apology or not. So a few weeks later, my stepfather passed away, and I called my sister to notify her so my mother didn't have to. She answered and said she knew why I was calling immediately. Well, no shit, Sherlock. I haven't spoken to her in 2 years. What else would it be? The next day, she told my mother that she was all she could think about. Funny, since you didn't think to call your mother in the past 8 months while her husband was dying.
Okay.
She showed up for the viewing and funeral. She had to hide in the bathroom at the funeral home because her ex-boyfriend's brother was there. She was flipping out because he knew my sister ratted on his brother for dealing drugs several years ago to avoid her own jail time.
It's a funeral. We're at a funeral.
We're at a funeral. After the funeral, she offered to be the designated driver for my mother and I, who planned to go to a local bar and have drinks with family and friends to share memories and stories about our stepdad. She said she'd been clean for several months, not even smoking weed. Later that night, I asked her why she wasn't. And get this, she had to go to an inpatient rehab in July to keep her nursing license. And I know for a fact that my report of her PCP did not affect her license. So she fucked up all on her own. So Iliza, after the PCP, after the accident, she fucked up again. So our question asker says, I am still dying for the details, but also I'm avoiding talking to her. Clearly the rehab and probably mandatory counseling are the only reason I even received an apology, but I'm glad she's clean now. As for moving forward, I still have no desire to have a real friendship again because I've been burned too many times by her. Thank you for helping to keep me sane and making me laugh despite my grief.
That's all you can do. At this age, you're 47, she's 35.
No, vice versa.
She's 47. It's over.
Yeah.
This is who this person is. It's all you can do. You're cordial. The dad is dead.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, what you do have in common is your mom. And you'll have to deal with this again when your mother passes. But the good news is you expect nothing from her and you keep her at an arm's length. Wow. Good for you, though, for not wanting more from her. Woof. And you did the right thing. You did the right thing because you weren't reporting her to be vindictive or because she was shitty. Like, there were other people, other people could die.
Yeah,
So,
and you're like a
you did the right
mandated
thing.
reporter.
Yeah.
It's all just horrible. All right, top of the cup. Going right from that into top of the cup.
It's the top of the cup. You're doing it right every day. You just take a bite, top of the cob.
Okay, starting with bottom of the cob, which is the worst. This is such a good one because it's horrible from a Patreon listener.
Okay.
Trying to parallel park on a busy street and someone is waiting behind you, then more people pile behind them. Then you panic and lose all ability to park a car. So you have to abandon the spot in front of an audience. Look away, please. I'm trying my best.
It's too much.
I've done that. I've just been like, never mind, and like peeled out. Like, I can't do it.
It's too stressful and they're waiting and they don't give you enough room. And you're like, can you please and then people don't have the wherewithal in LA to like get in another lane and go by. They're like, oh, a line, I'll just get in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
My bottom is, I will go with, there's all these things I want to do. I want to figure out 3D printing and I want to print some things for just to display some stuff. I want to get back to doing Tasteless Podcast. I want to do, there are all these things. I want to start writing. There's all these things.
You want to start writing?
Creative outlets. Yeah.
Because you were inspired by my
ideas.
movie?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I want to make my
Okay.
own Chasing Summer.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't write a script because I would never get that made. But you can just write a book. I'm more inspired because an idiot I know put out a book. And I'm like, if you can put out a book, I can put out a book.
That is a really shitty way to talk about my mom, Emily.
No, I would never.
My mom
My
has Emily
God.
help her with like self-published stuff. Okay, I'm kidding.
No, recently. So
You basically, yeah, you saw dumb people do it. You're like, I can do that. That's how I feel about DJing.
I could do that. So I have all these creative things that I think would be fulfilling in my mind. I'm like, when I have a second, it's going to be so fulfilling. And then I'm like, now I'm going to do it. And then I just don't. I'm like watching them. I'm like playing a video game. I'm scrolling. Today I cleaned my house and I deleted 20,000 emails from my inbox. Like I was like, I should just clean. Why didn't I do something creative? Like it's frustrating. It feels like it's right outside my grasp of having like a fulfilling hobby.
It's because you are too anxious and bottled up and you're at like a weird job transition and you don't feel secure. If you had a job where you felt secure and happy, then you would mentally have the space to go do something else. But you are in fight or flight mode right now. And it's hard to make time for hobbies.
It's hard. I was so excited that you got into like the DJing and that you said when you do it, like it just feels good to do it. Like I want that.
It does feel good. And you know what I do sometimes? I tell people I'm going to do something. That way I look like a liar if I didn't do it. But also it should be something that you look for time to do it. And maybe those things aren't that. Like 3D printing, you have to buy the printer. You have your coin thing. You do have hobbies. You watch a lot of movies and you.
I do. I want to create something.
I hear you. Why don't you create walking around the block, getting outside?
I know. I should get a little routine. I know my doctor I'm paying $500 to said the same. So, okay, what's your buzz?
For what it's worth, I could fill my days with bullshit, work adjacent work and cleaning. You got to carve it out. And this is coming from a mother of two with several jobs. You got to carve it out. Otherwise,
then you have to travel. I don't know how you do it.
I make it essential. Like I make it essential. I make Pilates essential. I make getting a fun coffee essential. And I make writing essential. Those aren't even great hobbies. Okay. My bottom of the cob. I ate a lot of ice cream late at night. And I woke up feeling awful. Like I don't eat sugar a ton. And it was this really nice ice cream. My dad bought like $50 worth of this like gelato from this place in Studio City called Bacio Latte. And it is like high fat gelato, like elegant, premium ingredients. And he bought so much. And I came home from a set and I was like, well, this strawberry cheesecake's not going to eat itself. And I ate it and I just ate. It was too rich, too late. And I woke up with like an ice cream hangover and my face felt weird.
Yeah.
We can't do it anymore, folks.
No.
We're not 38 anymore. All right. Top of the cob.
Okay. Top of the cob. I'm going to go with from a fan putting on an Ace bandage wrap and getting it perfect on the first try.
Ooh. With the little secure thing, the little metal
skill.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because those bunch up. They bunch up.
Yeah. My top is I went to the dentist and for the first time, just for cleaning, for the first time in my life, my dental hygienist complimented my flossing. Like to the point that she was like, oh my God, you're finally doing it right, basically.
There's a hobby.
And genuinely, the way that she told me to do it last time is what made it make sense to me. I was like, oh, Iliza, before I was just putting the string in there and going bloop, bloop, like when somebody runs something back and forth on their butt cheeks. But she's like, no, you have to hug the tooth with it. Like you're doing a tap. And I was like, oh.
Okay. You know what? What's important is that you know now.
Oh. I know now, and I got a big old compliment. She's like,
Good
it's
for you.
Great.
And that can be your new identity. But that is good. Getting a clean, like, periodontal bill from your doctor, like, yep, you're good. You're doing it. Like, that's my, like, negotiation with myself ever since my early 20s. I was like, you always have to floss, brush your teeth, and wash your face, no matter how fucked up you are. And now I can't live without it. My top of the cob is a shout out, they don't need it, to a restaurant called Bistro Naz in San Gabriel Valley. It is like a Michelin star Chinese restaurant. They do imperial cuisine. So you're like, what's that? This is the food that was made for like the emperors. And I guess the family that does this goes back like 700 years. I read the thing on the menu. It was such a unique dining experience having like this type of Chinese food. And I felt it was packed. And it was Noah's idea to make this reservation. We brought my parents. I had never eaten Chinese food in this way. When I think imperial Chinese cuisine, I think like a big platter of orange chicken with like broccoli decorated around it. I think white tablecloths and like nice Chinese restaurants, but still like big platters of Kung Pao chicken. These were family recipes. Everything was elegant. Like I was like, okay, we're going for Chinese. I need to brace myself. I'm going to be hungry while I make everything. I'm going to get a Diet Coke to kind of cut the fat.
Yeah.
Nothing like that. Nothing like that. You order at the table. The appetizers came while we were ordering dinner. So they all came. Everything was like 6 to a plate, spaced out beautifully. The ingredients were so fucking fresh. Nothing was heavy.
Yeah.
Usually you get Chinese food and it's a plate of stuff. It's kung pao noodles, it's orange chicken, it's walnut shrimp, like, and it's all on the plate. And there's bowls of rice. There's no rice here unless you ordered it. It was just treated in a way that you would treat any other cuisine. I had just not been made privy to the way that Chinese food could be. I didn't leave wanting to kill myself or overly stuffed. Everything was like expertly done. It was so outstanding and unique. And the dining room was so beautiful. And the service was incredible. Go to a lot of Chinese places. You're like, do they want us here? Or they're like hustling and it's just so fast and crazy. This was lovely. And I'm glad I had that experience because I'm glad that I know now what that can taste like. And I'm sure every cuisine has a version of this. The food was outstanding and definitely worth the drive to San Gabriel Valley. So shout out to Bistro Naz. You don't need my money. Folks, the next thing I have coming up is April 4th. You can see me at the Hard Rock Casino in Tulsa. And if you want to know where I am the rest of this year, go to Iliza.com/tour for your tickets. Please write in your questions. Don't be shy. We will promise to keep you anonymous. And I'll be honest, I never even get by the time the question gets to me, your name's not even on the document. So don't worry about us keeping your secrets. You are safe with us. You can.
I'm more secure than the person reading social security numbers out loud. I am a vault.
We will not read your social security number.